Shalom and welcome back to another episode of Weekly Torah Talks, where we share timely Torah messages relative both to the Beit HaMikdash and to your lives. Anyone who lives in a Jewish community right now knows how hectic and frazzled everyone is. It's the week before Pesach, cleaning, cooking, sorting through every food package to see if it could be salvaged for Pesach, for Passover, or if it must be sold or disposed of. There's really a lot of work to do. But these few minutes are my oasis from all the craziness, all the balagan, as we say in Hebrew. And for that, I thank my viewers who give me some relief from the Passover frenzy. Let's give a brief basic background. What is Passover? What is Pesach? Passover is the holiday that God designated for the Jewish people to recount and relive the miracles of their freedom from Egypt more than 3,000 years ago. As stated in the 12th chapter of Exodus, "And this day shall be for you as a memorial, and you shall celebrate it as a festival for the Lord. Throughout your generations you shall celebrate it as an everlasting statute. For 7 days you shall eat unleavened cakes." Although Pesach is a 7-day holiday, the biggest focus of recounting the Exodus happens on the first night of the holiday, which is known in Hebrew as the Leil HaSeder, the night of the Seder. During the Seder, we read from the Haggadah, a guidebook that helps us tell over the Pesach story. The Haggadah has 10 primary components. Each one has many layers of meaning and is often discussed by family and friends participating in the Seder to create an engaging and inspirational night for the elderly and young alike. For this week's class, I am going to focus on the first of the 10 parts, known in Hebrew as Kadesh, which is sanctifying the holiday with a cup of wine. Wine is an expression of freedom and joy, the two themes of the Seder. As King David exclaims in Tehillim 104, "And wine gladdens the heart of man." In truth, there is a rabbinic command to drink 4 cups of wine throughout the Seder, each occurring at different stages of the Seder. The first cup serves a dual purpose, both to sanctify the holiday, just as we do on every Shabbat and holiday, and to fulfill the first of 4 cups to be drank that night. Our sages tell us that these 4 cups correspond to the 4 expressions of redemption that God uses in the 6th chapter of Exodus when telling Moshe to tell the Jews that God will take them out of Egypt. These phrases are: 1. I shall take you out. 2. I shall save you. 3. I shall redeem you. And 4. I shall take you as a nation. Although wine is described as an expression of joy, why do we express these 4 phrases of freedom specifically over wine? Perhaps we should express it over anything that makes a person happy. For example, slices of cake or pieces of chocolate. Why specifically wine? Rabbi Shlomo Zalman Auerbach, an Israeli rabbi who passed away about 30 years ago and is considered to be one of the preeminent adjudicators of Jewish law in recent times, suggests an answer that can leave an impact on us for Passover and beyond. He explains that the 4 expressions of freedom are not just 4 ways of saying the same thing. Rather, they express a progression of greater and greater types of freedom that we are meant to feel throughout the Seder night. At first, God says, "I will take you out," a simple freedom from Egypt. Then he says, "I will save you," which is a deeper expression of care, showing he wishes to be in a relationship with us. Thereafter, "I will redeem you," which is yet another addition of joy, because this way God distances us from the Egyptians. Finally, "I will take you as a nation," with which we have merited that God should take us under his wing, so to speak. Each expression of freedom reveals a deeper and deeper layer of connection between the Jews and God. Therefore, the sages instituted a food that brings a person more and more joy as he eats it. Eating many pieces of cake or chocolate doesn't increase a person's joy. The first piece was certainly the best, and it only decreases in pleasure from there. Rather, it is only with wine that the more that one has of it, the happier he gets. But even this 4th expression of freedom doesn't capture the ultimate goal and freedom as joy that God intended when he had freed us from Egypt. What is this highest level of joy, and where do we find wine being expressed over it? In one of the songs later in the Haggadah, called Dayenu, we express that the end goal of being freed from Egypt was to bring us back to the land of Israel. In one of the songs later on in the Haggadah called Dayenu, we express that the end goal of being freed from Egypt was to bring us to the land of Israel and build us the holy temple to serve God, primarily through the offerings. Thus, the ultimate joy and reason for our freedom from Egypt is to serve God in the Beit HaMikdash. Many of the offerings were accompanied by wine, which was poured on top of the altar into a cup with a false bottom. The wine would drain to a storage area underneath the altar. This is like the Jewish people's way of making a toast, a l'chaim, to God. And it is our ultimate expression of joy, a joy that only began because of being freed from Egypt in the first place. For the past 2,000 years, the Jews have celebrated Passover, but our Passover has been lacking. We are freed from Egypt, and we have even recently returned to the land of Israel. Yet, we lack the Beit HaMikdash. We lack the temple. We do not have our service to God, and we lack the greatest joy and reason why we were freed in the first place. This is expressed in the very end of the Haggadah when we say, next year in Jerusalem, meaning next year in a rebuilt Jerusalem with the temple, the pumping center of spirituality and joy, at its center. May we merit to see the temple, the Beit HaMikdash, in our lifetimes, and even this year. Have a happy Pesach, Chag Pesach Kasher.